Good evening. This is the June 26, 2013 meeting on the Finance Committee. Our agenda tonight called to order at about 7 o'clock. We've got transfers and I guess a review of the recent votes that we've had, any impact going on. And we've got some minutes and then we'll adjourn, so pretty straightforward. We have a lot of transfers to go through. Eddie Kazanovich, CFO, has them up electronically on our big board today. So Ed, if you can kind of drive the bus on the
Sure.
transfers.
This first one from the police department has been withdrawn this evening due to a reimbursement we received from our insurance carrier on our IOD cases. Those reimbursements historically have gone into our overtime account to fund the vacancy while that individual is out. We have to fill that through an overtime shift. So we received $20-some-odd thousand, more than enough to cover his need to get us through June 30th.
Great. Thanks, Ed.
The next transfer is the fire department. And let me just,
There we go. Yeah, and the first two transfers, I believe, are going to the salary account. So I'd like to accept a motion to take the first two transfers together.
The first three?
First, is it three? First three, thank you.
Motion?
Have a second? All in favor? Aye. Okay, Ed, what do we got on these? We're transferring $324 total?
yes, that is correct. They're transferring $100 from the advertising account to the fire department salary account. The next one is coming from property damage account, value $150 to firefighter salary account. And the third one is $74.02 transfer out of the food account into the firefighter salary account. And this is to cover their payroll through June 30th. There is a shortage, and I think the chief alluded to this the last time he was in, due to some promotions that were made during the year, which required some minor adjustments.
Right. Will this complete those adjustments necessary through fiscal year end?
Yes, it will.
Okay. And I should note that the advertising and property damage accounts are zeroed out now with these transfers. Are there any questions on the transfers? Do you have a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So voted. Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, the next transfer is a 1 cent transfer out of the food account into the training account.
I believe we have a revised balance on that too, Ed. I don't think the 100 is accurate anymore.
That is correct.
Okay. Do we have a motion on this?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So voted.
Next transfer out of licenses and certifications account, balance $702.50, transferring the full amount into the equipment and repair account.
Right. Ed, actually, I think the next two transfers are both going to the equipment repair account.
That is correct.
I'll accept a motion to take these two as one.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So voted. And the second part of that transfer, Ed?
Is coming out of new equipment account of $225.74, the full amount into equipment repair account.
Okay, and it should be noted that'll close out those two accounts. Reason for the transfer, anything specific from Chief Coleman on those? The total amount is $928.24 that's being transferred.
Yeah, that may be the repair for that tower that is currently, yeah.
Additional funding for the tower repair. Okay, thank you. Any questions on that? We have motion to approve, second? Do we have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, next transfer is out of the dues and meetings account. Present balance $1,404.05. Amount requested $337.35 into the medical supplies account. Chief told me they had to order some medical supplies for their
The ambulance?
vehicles.
Yeah. Okay. Any questions? A motion?
Motion? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you.
Next transfer is out of the dues and meetings account. Present balance, $1,066.70. Amount requested, same amount. Into the building maintenance account, and these are for electrical repairs at headquarters.
At the Drury Square Station?
That is correct.
Okay. Any questions or comments on that?
Motion? Second?
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you.
And the final transfer is from the fire suppression account. Current balance, $8,493.96. Amount requested, $3,056.22. Into the new equipment account, and this is for the replacement of fire hoses.
I know we have Jeff Mitchell here. How long do these hoses last? Just... Or just based on use? Okay. Any other questions? A motion?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, the next transfer is from the DPW Highway Department, coming out of wages full-time. Present balance, $3,943.69. Requested amount to be transferred, $3,439.01. It's going into the Parks seasonal account. Transfer needed to pay wages through June 30th, 2013.
I know we have DPW head Bill Coyle here. My question is, why such a big amount on this? I know it's, our seasonal also straddles over fiscal year, so that creates some possible issues. What do you got going over there, Bill?
Right, the transfer is for, we have 4 part-time seasonal employees for the Parks Department, and with the additional maintenance of the Pappas facility, which we're hoping to, in the next fiscal year, to try to have some of those funds come out of the revolving account through the fees that are being generated through the use of the park. So this is just to cover, between last year and the beginning of this year, those employees' costs.
Is that something that has to be negotiated, though, with, whoever's responsible for
Well,
those fees? And
We actually collect the fees.
Yeah.
They come to the DPW to fill out the permit applications for the use of the fields.
Yeah.
And also the concessions revenue is also another revolving account. So we're hoping through the use of the fields in the future years, or this next fiscal year, we'll be able to draw some of the funds from that revolving account to pay for some of the maintenance of those fields.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's an accepted use of that? I mean, did we have any restrictions?
I believe it is, in talking with Eddie, that's the plan.
Okay. Any other questions on this?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you. Thanks, Bill.
I'll make this a little bigger here. Thank you. Next transfer is DPW Parks Division. Transfer coming from the water account. Present balance, $2,980.60. Amount requested, $2,900, going into Parks Maintenance of Fields. And this is for parts for Musco Lighting System at Lemansky Park. We lost our lighting due to a lightning strike. How long ago was that, Bill? Last summer. There have been some amendments and some transfers that were approved by town meeting back in May. This would complete the project.
Okay. Any questions from the board? All right. But this will complete the project?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So voted. Thank you.
Just to let you know, we didn't receive some insurance proceeds from that lightning strike, but we had a $5,000 deductible. So the amendments as well as this would cover that cost.
Okay.
Our next transfer is from the DPW Stormwater Division. Amount requested out of engineering aid, present balance $10,827.74. Requested $1,565.76. Going into stormwater, wages full-time account. This transfer is to meet our obligation for a full-time employee that's currently paid out of stormwater.
This is a transfer we just got tonight, correct? I don't think I have it in front of me. Did you have it?
Yeah.
Okay, I must have missed it then. That's fine. Okay, any questions on this? Additional comments?
No, this is a contractual obligation due to some step raises that the individual is...
Okay, all right. Do we have a motion?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you.
Next transfer, DPW Highway, out of the wages full-time account, present balance $9,318, amount requested $5531.84. Going into the facility supply account, facility maintenance needs to purchase staging and a stop saw, circular saw. You can't
Any
say that 3
comments?
times fast.
I wouldn't hold you to that unless we're on TV. Kim?
Eddie, the page that's attached,
Yes.
which has hourly rates,
Okay, this allowed us to reduce the expenditures in the wages full-time account because of a reimbursement we got from the cable committee for the support costs that we provided in building the press box. So we provided the labor, cable committee reimbursed the town for that labor. This freed up money in the wages full-time account that allowed Bill to prepare a transfer and to purchase, pave the way to purchase what he's identified here.
will these pieces of equipment be in hand by Friday
Yes.
with invoices?
Did you have some work you needed done Friday?
No, but
Good idea.
it's 2 days, 3 days before the end of the fiscal year.
I know what you meant.
I guarantee someone will be waiting at my door tomorrow morning with a purchase order ready to go, so.
Absolutely. Great. That's a good question, actually.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you. Okay, Ed.
Mr. Chairman, these are DPW highway snow and ice transfers. The first 3 are going into the part-time wages account. These transfers are being made as a way to eliminate the current deficit that exists.
Okay, I'll accept the motion to take the first 3 transfers as one.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So voted. Okay, Ed.
First transfer out of highway storm tree account, present balance $950, total amount being transferred to the part-time wage account. Second transfer out of storm meals, present balance $215.44, amount requested $215.44, going into the part-time wage account. And the third one is out of sand and gravel, present balance $26,655.73, amount requested $1,194.24. And this third transfer is also going to the part-time wage account.
Okay. My only question would be, why would we have such a significant balance in the sand and gravel account? Bill? Ed?
More salt, less sand.
All right. Have we adjusted our budget to kind of deal with that, or are we expecting? Yeah.
We have in FY14.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, all right. That's what I was hoping to hear. Kim?
What's the current snow deficit?
About $32,400. $2,359.68 in the wage portion of snow and ice. $30,027.59 in E&S.
So this will get that down to about 5,000, 7,000?
No, the surplus in sand and salt, even with that surplus, we still have a $32,000 deficit. There is a reserve fund transfer for the difference.
Okay.
But you're transferring it into
This will be after the
salt and
transfers?
calcium, 25,000 for a snow deficit.
Salt and calcium currently has a deficit balance of $57,000.
Okay, so that was
Okay.
Yeah, the
after, that's assuming, the number you gave me was assuming this transfer was approved.
yes.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
All right, any other questions? So we have a motion before us on the 3 transfers.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, so voted. Okay, Ed.
And Mr. Chairman, a final transfer on this request, coming out of the sand and gravel account, now having a balance of $25,461.49, also going into salt and calcium, and this will help reduce that $57,000 deficit by an additional $25,000.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed, so voted. Thank you.
Next transfer from DPW Highway, from electricity, traffic, and lights account. Present balance $1,082.67. Full amount being transferred into the fuel account. And the other one is into the fuel account as well, Mr. Chairman. So
Okay, thanks, Ed. I'll accept the motion to accept these 2 transfers as one.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, so voted. Thank you.
in the second transfer out of Assistant DPW Director, present balance $30.17. Amount requested $25.38 into the fuel account as well.
Now, this fuel account, was this for heating? Yes. I thought we had transferred some out of there. So we're transferring back in there. Wow. Job security, that's fantastic. Any questions? Do we have a motion?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So voted. I'm not sure whose job security that is. Is it Ed's or is it yours? It's whatever. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, 2 transfers into the overtime account. Would you like to,
Yes, I'll accept the motion. Thank you, Kim.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thanks, Ed.
transfer out of the engineer aid account, present balance $10,827.74, amount requested $2,947.97. Second transfer out of the, this should be out of highway overtime account. Is that correct, Bill? We just transferred money into the overtime account, didn't we? Is there an overtime in stormwater?
Yeah, stormwater.
Stormwater overtime account.
Stormwater.
Present balance $526. Amount requested $222.16 into, that must be a typo, highway overtime account.
Highway overtime.
421, it's 014211.
Should be 014211, it's a typo.
421, okay. Any specific reason for the overtime on these?
Some flooding that we've had,
Flooding?
trees down.
Okay. Weather-related stuff, okay. That makes sense to me. Any other questions? Have a motion?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So voted. Thank you.
And now the reserve fund transfer to clean up that remaining balance in snow and ice. Transfer out of the reserve account into salt and calcium. Requested amount $32,387.27.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So voted. Ed, do we have a balance on the reserve account at this point, after the transfer, please? Approximate.
About $33,000.
Thank you. The next 5 transfers, I believe we're all going to tax title. I'll accept a motion to take these as one.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So voted.
First transfer out of treasurer travel account, remaining balance $322.19, full amount being transferred into tax title. Second transfer out of bill printing, present balance $3,499, full amount being transferred into tax title as well. Transfer out of certification of notes, $2,798.83, full amount being requested to be transferred into tax title. Publication and dues, present balance $35, amount requested same into tax title. And third, interest on abatements, present value $1,000. That same amount is being requested to be transferred into tax title. These are for all legal fees associated with tax title takings. Treasurer collector is trying to stay current and catch up.
Okay. Is that just showing a weakness in our budget or just unanticipated?
No, there was a lag. The treasurer collector was actually behind by about 1 year. So we made every effort to at least get her current.
Okay.
She didn't have the ability to do it last year because the legal cost exceeded the amount she had available in her budget.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? All right, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you.
Our next transfer is out of legal from special litigation account, present balance $8,713, amount requested $985.06, going into the negotiator account. This would allow enough money to pay our May bill. We haven't received our June bill yet. That's something we will have to come back to the Finance Committee for additional transfer.
Any expectations on that bill? Size?
It shouldn't be that high.
Okay.
We are currently doing all the negotiating. Our negotiator, D. Moscas, has been used sparingly.
Sparingly? Still have to answer Kim's question, though.
Does it make sense for us to transfer enough to likely cover? I mean, it's the end of June, then you don't have to come back for another transfer. You've got plenty of a balance in that account.
Well, we may need some in general counsel as well. We do have some matters that are being litigated, whether they're active or not in June. I'd like to think that it's going to be low, but
Even with a couple days left, you don't know. Yeah, you know,
I know general counsel is doing some work relative to the closing on the Masonic Home property that we're trying to acquire by the first week in July, so there's a lot of work going on relative to that.
yeah. I have a feeling we'll have a few other transfers next month too anyways. So, great idea, though. Any other questions or comments? Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you.
A transfer in the assessor's office from training courses, present balance $246, amount requested $246, into the update reval account. There's another transfer for update reval as well. From the travel account, $544.17, amount requested $544.17 into update reval account. Reason for transfer, data collection services due to an employee absence. We had an individual out for 6 weeks, so we had to bring someone in to collect data so we can make our July 1st requirement as set by DOR.
Okay. I'll accept the motion to take these two as one first.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, so voted, okay. And any questions or comments on this? Okay,
Motion to approve.
thank you.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, so voted, thanks.
A transfer within library, from the library director's salary, present balance $20,506.89, amount requested $2,600, going into the library associates account. A reason for transfer to pay retiring library associate for unused time earned. So individuals retiring, they're due accrued vacation, whatever they do contractually, this would cover it.
Would this otherwise be covered under a salary reserve transfer? Is that how we would?
All depending on the timing of the retirement.
Yeah.
If it's done during the year, we may be able to delay the hiring to provide enough money to cover that, but this is late in the year, so.
Yeah. Okay. Any questions? Motion?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you.
A second transfer out of library director's salary would be $20,506.89 less $2,600. Amount requested $350 into library pages account. And this is to pay for library pages for the final week of the fiscal year.
Kim?
According to these pages here, that account has an $1,100 deficit. Unless I'm reading it wrong.
No, you are reading it correctly. This transfer was prepared on 6/13. So I would, unless there's an expenditure transfer or correction to the payroll that has not been recorded yet, so I would suggest if you could approve this, if there is an additional transfer required, then we will have to bring it in July. to
What's the
clean it
deficit at this point?
$1,113.68.
That just doesn't make sense to me anyways, how we would be that far off on a budget. I mean, that concerns me even more. We have a budget X amount for the pages, how are we so far
I think
off?
the pages are hourly, and not salary, so we'd have to take a look at that to find out why it exceeded the original amount of.
Okay, I mean, to me, that's a controllable cost, unless there's a good explanation for it. Well, we'll get
The
there.
only other explanation I have is the encumbrance may be high,
Okay,
because $1,200 per week at 50 weeks per year is 50-some-odd thousand. My guess is the encumbrances are inflated. That is not the final week, so this transfer may be enough to cover what they need.
okay. Kim?
I was going to make a motion to hold it, but if,
Well, you know, we're going to have another motion, I'm sure, on this one too, of some amount, so we might as well transfer this. If there is a deficit of another 10 grand, then I'm going to want some questions answered before we make that transfer anyways.
okay,
All right, so let's just roll with this, I guess.
all right.
Are you making a motion?
Sure, motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So voted, thanks.
That could be correct. The weekly amount at 19.1 per year is about $367 per week. So the $350 may be adequate enough to get us through the fiscal year.
Okay. Okay.
Moving on, Council on Aging. A transfer from the salary account, present balance $10,150.27. Amount requested $2,530.02. Going into the assistant director's account, and this is to cover callback activity associated with opening, closing facilities for programming. There's a callback provision within their bargaining group. I can tell you this amount was charged to their revolving account. The revolving account is in a deficit balance. It should not have come out of the revolving account. It should have come out of the operational side of the budget.
Okay. Any questions on this? We have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So voted.
And final transfer out of the salary account, present balance wouldn't be $10,384, $10,150.27 less $25,30.02. Amount requested $650. Going into the custodial account, this is to cover a maintenance invoice for custodial services that was performed in July of 12, prior to facilities management being, covering the services up at the senior center.
Okay.
It was a 1 month.
That would have been my
Collect.
question is, so you guys are covering that now?
Yes.
Just I wasn't sure. Okay. Any questions? Do you have a motion on this?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So voted. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, this was a verbal that you approved on 6/18/13 for the
Right.
Council on Aging. $1,985 coming out of the salary account into the equipment account, and this is to replace their copier that was not repairable.
Right. And more importantly, the second transfer.
Second transfer out of the salary account, amount requested $779. Going into the equipment account, and this is a cost to purchase a floor furnisher.
I've never verbally approved the transfer for a floor burnisher, so I'm breaking new ground all day long here. I did look this up, by the way, Google helped me out to confirm what I thought it was, and I was correct.
So what is it?
I don't remember. No, it's actually a floor cleaner, polisher, buffer, yeah. Yeah. Pretty heavy-duty equipment. Any
Not only will
questions?
this help out the senior center, it will help out our other public facilities as well.
Okay. Good to know that. Any questions on this? Just to kind of confirm my verbal approval. They basically needed this, especially the copier, I believe, paid for right away.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thanks.
And Mr. Chairman, there are 3 other transfers, Sharon,
There's actually 4.
that were not part of this overhead that were prepared late today,
Yep,
that we brought in as well.
okay. Is,
Packet and
Yep.
last 4.
yep, okay. All right, well, hopefully we're in order on this. The first transfer, this is from the DPW Sewer Division. Transfer from the wages account, which has approximately $5,500 in it. Amount requested $1,266 to cover, this is to the overtime account, to cover shortfall due to more than expected alarms and emergencies. Jeff Mitchell's here to answer any questions if we have any. Do we have any questions on this? Do we have a motion?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you. All right. Okay. Our next transfer, this is under the planning board. We've got one transfer to the planner's salary, then the other, and 3 to administrative assistant. So let's handle the planner salary. This is a transfer from the assistant building salary account. Has a present balance of $4,546. Amount requested, $1,794.42 to the planner salary account to cover a deficit. Question?
Eddie, can we transfer between departments like that?
Yes, this is under the reorg, it's the Department of Inspectional Services and Economic Development, so
So the account,
they are under one umbrella.
because shouldn't the account numbers be, like, aren't they supposed to roll up to like 012, not 011?
If you recall, when we make our presentation to town meeting, they vote on one number, just like they do with the
They vote on one.
Department of DPW. This is the Department of Inspectional Services, so there are subs within the Department of Inspectional Services. That is the parent. These are subs within the parent, so yes, we're allowed to transfer from within.
Okay.
Any other questions on this? Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thanks. The next three transfers are to the administrative assistant account. Ed, you're going to have to help me with these. The
Okay.
first transfer is from which administrative assistant account?
Under Conservation,
And amount requested from that is $654.59 to which
Planning.
administrative?
this is planning, admin.
To planning admin? Okay.
Let me
And-
just tell you, this is a realignment of, this transfer is a realignment due to an allocation of one individual. It's supposed to be a third, and a third. Well, during the course of the year, because of the increase that the individual got, the allocation got skewed a little bit. So the money is available, and we're just transferring it into the proper accounts.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, the second one is coming out of ZBA, admin support, $654 transfer and 59 cents into the planning admin assistant line item. And the final one is coming out of code, assistant building salary, $35 into the planning admin assistant.
Okay. First off, I'll accept the motion to take these three as one.
Motion.
Second?
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So voted. Okay, I'll open this up to questions. It being a realignment, comments are just as good. All right, then I'll accept the motion on this.
Motion to accept.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So voted. Ed, will this, these won't be reflected in the budgets, are they, in terms of how we're gonna, sounds like we're reallocating assets within, is that gonna be adjusted in the, next year's budget?
Yes.
It has been adjusted. Okay. Thank you. Okay, next set of transfers. We've got 4 transfers. This is all under Council on Aging, going to the equipment account. I'll accept a motion to take these 4 transfers as one.
So moved.
A second? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thanks. The first one, this is all Council on Aging, right, Ed?
Correct.
All right. First one's from Building Maintenance, clearing out an $801.59 balance. The second is from Equipment Maintenance, clearing out a $354 balance. The third is from Program Expense, clearing out $40 balance. And the fourth transfer is from Care Maintenance, clearing out an $1,100 balance. This is all to purchase 2 computers under Equipment, 11, 22, approximately $2,300.
$22.95.
$5 would kill me. Okay, I'll open it up to questions. Jim first, and then Kim.
It's just a question on this care maintenance. the original budget was for 1,100 and there was nothing used. There-
I think the care maintenance was a software system that alerted through calls to the elder population. And that is now being done through a different system and notification system through Code Red as well.
Okay.
All right, Kim?
This looks suspiciously like a spend down.
What's that? Like a
It
spend
looks
down?
suspiciously like a spend down.
This,
They already ordered these computers?
No. As a matter of fact, we met with the new director, and she just came on board. So quite honestly, there was a Band-Aid approach just to get through the year. They wanted to wait till the new director came in to at least identify her priorities and her needs. She's worked with her board. They've identified this as a priority and would like her to expend these funds. And she asked if she would be allowed to do that because we asked all of the departments to cut off their POs as of June 7th. She was on vacation, she had a commitment, she was on vacation for a period of 2 weeks. And Julie and I met with her, and we authorized her to proceed with this, provided that the transfer will be approved tonight.
So your assessment is that, obviously, this wasn't her budget. She inherited this budget, where she's new on, and her management/organizational style is requiring 2 new computers for her to do her job?
They are needed. They met with Bill Waterman and Amanda on the IT side. They met with them to determine whether or not, in terms of the computers, whether it's time for replacement. And
So these are replacement computers? Okay.
And are they gonna be able to get them by Friday?
yes,
But they're not ordered and there's no purchase order cut yet?
correct. They'll be at the door tomorrow morning as well.
Someone's
I
working
may
a
take a
graveyard.
vacation day tomorrow. No one's home.
Will that make another transfer next week then? I don't even want to go there. So we have a motion for transfers for replacement and resulting in 2 new computers. Do I have a motion?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Opposed.
1 opposed. Thank you. And the other transfer for Council on Aging, this is from the minibus gas account. Present balance $3,459.29. All of it transferred to office supplies for miscellaneous office supplies. This looks like a dump to me, Ed. That's a hell of a lot of
Well,
office supplies.
actually, this is, the bulk of this is to purchase it's a software component. I don't know what exactly it does, but she has identified that as through her board, as a need. I apologize, I should have come with more information. I thought she was going to be here tonight.
Are these computers and their effective use going to be compromised if we decide not to vote on this? Do you have any idea?
I couldn't tell you.
I'm gonna make a motion to deny this request. We have 2 days left in the year to spend $3,500.
Jan?
You know, we started with $6,500 in the minibus gas account, and we transferred in $9,000. So we've already increased that line by $9,000 now that, this amount's being spent, requested.
Okay. Any other comments on this? I mean, I guess what I can do is, if the director wants to have a further discussion with you, Ed, and we've got a good enough explanation that you think I might be interested in listening to, because right now, I'm fully in agreement with Kim on this. Obviously, office supplies doesn't really tell what this is for, but we would need a better explanation. That's a significant amount of money for the last week of the year.
Yeah, this transfer was only made up today. So it's not like this is something that's been sitting
Yeah.
since we last met,
Yep.
waiting for our approval.
I can tell you that $1,200 in addition to this is coming out of their Elder Affairs account. So it's something they have to spend by June 30th, or that would have to go back to the Commonwealth of Mass.
That hasn't persuaded me on that at all.
Can't they buy the computers with that money?
Thank you for that
They've already done
suggestion.
a budget amendment, which I received a couple of days ago, in anticipation of purchasing this
Software?
software.
I mean, you know, this is a very poor way to do business. I'm not happy about this either, so, unless there's some other discussion or arguments on this. Kim, did you have a motion or
Yeah,
not
I
on
make a
this?
motion that we deny this request.
Okay, do we have a second on that?
Second.
All right, any further discussion on that? I know we don't normally do this, but this is not the way to do business, I think anyways. All in favor of the motion to deny this?
Aye.
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 Opposed? So voted. Okay, Ed, if you can pass that along.
I'm going to make the same motion for the next one. Going into the same account.
Okay, and this is also Council on Aging, a transfer of $87.88. All of that going to office supplies, I assume for the same reason, Ed?
Same reason.
Okay. All right, we've already discussed this, so your motion, Kim, once more, to deny? Okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor of the denial?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you. All right, is that all our transfers, or do we have one more? That covered all of them? Which is plenty. That's fine. We've got some minutes. Were there two sets of minutes that came up?
Emailed them one earlier in the week.
Yep.
Yeah, there were two.
Yeah.
They were fresh.
So we have minutes from June 14, 2012, and if I'm correct here, July 25th, 2012. Any corrections or comments on those? Okay, that's fine. That's our agenda for this evening. Before we adjourn, just two things. I'd like to acknowledge condolences for former Finance Committee member Ken Murphy passed away, and he was on the board when I was fairly new to the board. That doesn't make him incredibly old, but he was just a very nice guy around town, never mind this committee, so he'll sorely be missed, and his contribution was appreciated. The other thing I'd like to mention anyways is one of our committee members is stepping down, and Mike, thank you for a good 3 years with us, and good luck with the business, that kind of thing, getting back in the real world and getting off your hammock and doing the right thing is good for you, and I'm sure good for business anyways, but thanks for your contribution.
You know, just one comment, Kevin. I did have an opportunity to learn a lot over these 3 years about the town and the way that the town's been managed. And what I would say is the town should be very proud of the job you and Julie have done over the years. So I just wanted to say that. I've been very much impressed.
Thanks, Mike. Do appreciate it, and I believe we always say, come back and visit. If you find some free time, we'd love for you to reconsider at some point in time. So, so thank you very much. Ed, I believe we had talked earlier regarding next meeting time, and we were going to keep that kind of soft right now. I know it gets a little tough with summer schedule. I know you're going to be away a good part of July, correct?
The 3rd till the 14th.
Okay, so we'll certainly try to set something up after that. I think that'll still work.
Yeah, I think we'll be
For
okay.
getting things done here.
I'll be back on the 15th.
Fine,
that
okay. So that's,
Second week.
Yeah.
that's great. Just to have as representative board as possible. I know we'll have a lot of $251 transfers to make, so hopefully we can get that done. But anyways, good fiscal year. We finish up this week. Ed, I believe you said you're going to take a couple days off, so you don't have to sign any POs or anything, so good for you. Save us all a little bit of money. And, yeah, thanks for another good year. Obviously, we'll finish wrapping up next month on this. So lastly, I'll accept the motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you very much.